is Dr. Serelda with the Married to My Purpose podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Listen, the last time I was with you, I had 4 other women with me. We were in El Paso, Texas, surrounded by McKelligan Canyon, which is a beautiful mountain landscape. If you've never been there, I recommend that you get there. We had the Married to My Purpose National Conference on this last episode, and even recorded the Married to My Purpose podcast live. So I'm guessing that you're wondering where I am today. I am currently in Louisiana State University, moving my eldest child back into his new last apartment for his senior year of Louisiana State University. I am excited about being here, but let me tell you, it is hot down here. Now, when I went to El Paso, it was 108 degrees the first day and about 115 for a split second the second day. It was 102 degrees today in Louisiana, but it is a different type of hot down here. I was born and raised in Louisiana, but I do not miss the humidity down here. When I started the day, for those of you who follow me on social media, my hair did not look like this. Okay. I had curls and I had a little cute swoop right here and I had a little purple on my eyes. But right now I am here. And we're going to talk about some things tonight. I won't be before you long, but I do want to talk about shifting, preparing, and being ready. Shifting, preparing, and being ready. Now, when we talk about shifting, I had the opportunity to conduct a webinar and be the keynote speaker for a webinar that I created entitled The Intersectionality of Status Quo and Culture Shifting. Now, the intersectionality of status quo and culture shifting gave us a backdrop of what happens in organizational spaces, what happens between leaders, and other intrapersonal perspectives and places. Oftentimes, status quo, which really is simply put, established norms, healthy or unhealthy, that causes us to behave in a certain way, whether in a family, in an organization, or even in relationships. Status quo can kill a culture. But today we're going to talk about some things that are very, very important in addition to that. Preparing and being ready. How many of you think that preparing and being ready is the same thing? I beg to differ that they are not. Let's take baking a cake, for example. When you prepare the batter, you put all the ingredients in. That doesn't mean the cake is ready. There are a few more steps in the process that have to take place in order for that cake to be ready. So what does that mean to us? How many things in our lives are we preparing for, but they're not ready? How many of us are preparing to write a book, but they're not ready? How many of us are looking to move to a new job, but we are not preparing ourselves to be ready? The dynamics of preparation and readiness are so important. We also have to understand that there are some steps and some actionable things that we have to do to shift ourselves to be ready for whatever it is we're doing when we move forward through preparation. Many of us don't want to prepare. Many of us want a cookie cutter, microwavable ability to just get it done very fast and then move on to the next thing. But preparation is a powerful space. It is a powerful space that we often overlook. Preparation oftentimes slows us down, and it forces us to process those areas in our minds, in our hearts, in our lives that we really don't want to deal with. Am I still talking about organizations? Yes. Am I still talking about relationships? Yes. Am I still talking about applying for that job to possibly get a promotion? Yes. They all have processes that they must follow. Now, I'm not even going to say that in every situation we're in, there is a structured process that we could Google to use. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is our mind has a routine that either we're going to follow or we're not. So I'll ask you again, is there a difference between preparation and readiness? I'll give you another example. It's ironic that I actually conducted my first national conference, the Married to My Purpose conference in El Paso, Texas. That was my first duty assignment as an air defense artillery officer. And that was the first assignment where I deployed to combat. I deployed to Kuwait, further deployed to Saudi Arabia from Kuwait, and then my last deployment was in Iraq. Before we deployed, we prepared, we trained, we executed table exercises. For those of you who are aware of the air defense artillery requirements in order to be proficient in your job, in your expertise, we had to prepare for those. We had to study, we had to train. How many of us take the time to prepare, to study, to train our minds to do some things that we've never done before? Status quo in our minds is a powerful space. You know why? Because it does not want us to change. Our mind wants to control our behavior. And as a result of that, no change takes place. We want to make sure that at this stage in our lives and in this season of our lives, let's make effort to prepare and be ready when it's time to shift. I want to offer you something today. I want you for the next 7 days to affirm yourself in some type of way in terms of preparation and readiness. There may be some things that you've gone through in your life that you have set to the side because you felt that you weren't capable of doing it. You may not have had the people in your life that you needed, but now you have the opportunity to begin again. Beginning again is a powerful space to be in. Maybe it's you helping someone else. Maybe you don't need to begin again. Maybe it's just you helping someone else. So I invite you, think about those areas of your life where you can make a difference. Think about what phase you're in your life. Are you in a preparation phase? Are you in a ready phase? And furthermore, are you in an execution phase? Are you moving? Are you preparing to move? Or are you preparing yourself to be ready to move? It's a powerful space to be in if you're ready to make change. Change is not easy for everyone. Now, sometimes change comes easy for some, but for many, change is not easy. Preparing may have some growing pains. Being ready certainly causes some level of doubt, fear, and disbelief. But we cannot allow doubt, fear, and disbelief to plague our minds. We must be able to shift, to prepare, and to be ready. Now, there are going to be some amazing things coming our way. I'm going to be conducting a 30-day challenge for those of you who are looking to further your skills in writing and understanding that being married to your purpose is not just about what am I supposed to do in life. but also executing it. So I want you to take a listen for the things that are happening in the Married to My Purpose platform, and I'm looking forward to working with you. So as we close out tonight, and as we are looking forward to next week, I want you all to think about two things: prepare and be ready. Listen, folks, I will see you all on next week. I appreciate you coming out, and think about your preparation phase, your readiness phase, and your execution phase, and get to work. Bye-bye now. We'll see you next week. Thank you.